Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to Wealthy Sailor. I am John, and today we're going to be talking about Dogecoin. Now, this is not originally what I had planned to film today. I had something completely different, which I'm going to have to bump to some other time because normally I pre-record things and I kind of like to build myself up a buffer because, as everybody who's been watching the show knows, I'm deployed and I get busy at times. So I tend to have a couple extra videos ahead so that if I get busy, I don't miss a release date or anything like that. But I decided to make this video instead of what I already had planned because it's kind of important. And we're talking about Dogecoin today. Now, for those of you who don't know, Dogecoin is a cryptocurrency that is traded on different platforms, and it got introduced to Robinhood. So I want to point out, I'm not saying Robinhood's a bad app to use. In fact, it's a very good app to use, and I really like it. I actually kind of try to push this app to anybody who's thinking about getting into investing, where they want to take control of their own stocks rather than having a mutual fund or something like that do it. Sidebar, if you're not familiar with investing, Robinhood's probably not a great app for you because you probably just want to put something into a mutual fund or something like that. But that's a whole different thing. Anyway, Robinhood's put certain cryptocurrencies on their platform, which makes it very easy to trade. You don't need to download any type of coin wallet or any other kind of platform. You can get something that's already reputable, and you can start doing trades immediately. You can buy, you can sell, all kinds of stuff. So what's this have to do with Dogecoin, you might ask? Well, a couple weeks ago, a couple of TikTok social media influencers, which I honestly, up until like a month ago, I didn't know TikTok was a thing. It kind of came into the whole fray during the pandemic. But anyway, TikTok. It's apparently like Vine, except better and more kids on it, I guess. So, a couple of social media influencers on TikTok start pushing everybody to do the Dogecoin challenge. The Dogecoin challenge is trying to push people to buy Dogecoin to inflate the price. Now, not only is this exactly what I was worried about happening with cryptocurrencies, because they're a lot of times have such a low market cap and it's so unregulated that people can really manipulate it, but they're basically trying to pump and dump it, which is what they're trying to do is get people to buy it to inflate the price, and then the first people that start to sell make a lot of money. But then the problem is that everybody starts to see it go down, and everybody starts selling, so whoever's the last one to sell gets, they lose all their money. This is not a new scheme. It's something that's been happening for years. It still happens today, although it's regulated, but go all the way back to Vanderbilt. He did it back in 1890. So the thing is that this stuff's been going on for a long time. But in the normal stock market, there's a lot of checks and balances into it. The FTC, believe it or not, does a pretty good job of weeding this stuff out and catching people doing it and even holding them responsible either legally or financially. But this is not the case with cryptocurrencies. So people caused a lot of excitement and caused it to go up. And as soon as you saw the spike, you're like, okay, I know exactly what's going on here. But people still bought into it, and they kept pushing the idea of them getting to $1. Now, if it was to go up to $1 a coin, that would be amazing for me. I have 117,000 coins, which if you watched any of my other videos, I kind of mention it sometimes. But I bought these with the intention of seeing what happens over the next 10 or 20 years, not to like get rich overnight. So the thing is that as soon as I saw this developing, I kind of figured what was going on. And they try to pump it, and it got up to 0.005 per coin, which is much less than the dollar coin that they're going for. The thing is that there's a few things you need to know about Dogecoin before you fall for this. One, a single Dogecoin costs 10 cents to make, which means the price of Dogecoin, the value of Dogecoin, is not going to go up past 10 cents until the algorithms also adjust and they become harder to mine, and then the computing power ends up costing more than 10 cents. The thing is that if they ever get more than 10 cents, people will just start mining them again. And for those of you who don't know, there's literally an unlimited supply of Dogecoin, but not really in practical sense, because I don't know if you guys know how BitChains work, but each set of coins you mine, each reward, which is a block of, I don't know, like 100,000 coins, the next reward block becomes progressively harder. So although there's no cap of Dogecoin like there is with Bitcoin, eventually they become so difficult and expensive to mine, meaning they require so much computing power and energy, that that you can't mine anymore. It'll take too long. With today's technology anyway. But anyway, there's pretty much an unlimited supply of these. So if you're ever to get up to 10 cents a coin, then mining will just get started up and they'll just bring more onto the market that way. That's not saying Dogecoin's a bad investment. I'm just saying go into it knowing that you can just make more. I mean, if you think about like how like trading cards work, like, oh, we're all millennials, right? Pokemon cards. Remember that Charizard, that first edition Charizard that's now worth like $3,000 if you have it? Well, the thing is, if you could just get another one for $1, what's to prevent you from getting a bunch more and then dumping them onto the market for the new inflated price? And that's exactly what would happen with Dogecoin if it ever went that high. So automatically, when they're trying to push this $1 coin idea, I hope that people have had the idea in their head that, okay, it can't get more than 10 cents a coin. So Dogecoin has a market cap of $494 million at the time I'm making this video. And the thing is, that might sound like a lot of money, but it's really not once you think about how everything works. I mean, at $500 million, 5 million of that is 1%, which means that if you just get like a few dozen people to put a significant amount of money into the coin, you're now effectively changing the value of that coin and you're pumping it up, which is why this was so easy to do. After the TikTok influencers start pushing it, and all these mom and pop investors, and when I say mom and pop investors, I mean people who download like M1 Finance or Robinhood, and they start pumping money into it. All these mom and pop investors just start saving money into it, and it made it go up 95% in 3 days. Now, me being the guy I am, I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely not getting involved in this right now. Like, I'm going to take my holdings I bought 0.0017 a piece, and I'm just going to hold, because I figured it's just going to come back down. In case you're wondering why I didn't sell when it was at its peak, it's honestly because I spent so little on the coins that selling it at the time just didn't seem worth it. Like, I spent a total of like $200 on coins for all of them. So the thing is that I'm holding it onto it for long-term investment, and like I said, about 10 years or so. I want to see what happens to it way down the road, not just in one night. So what happened next? Elon Musk got involved, which is the weirdest name to have in this, but he's actually talked about cryptocurrencies. I think it's pretty well known that he's sort of a fan of the concept of it, without really having too much of a plan of how to influence it, but you know, he likes the idea. Well, he thought Dogecoin was one of the better ones simply because he liked the mascot. You know, it's all based on a meme, that dog meme. By the time he got involved, Dogecoin already started to go back down, and then he said something about it, which means it went up another 50%. Now, since then, it's stabilized. As of making this video, I checked it right before I started recording, it's at 0.0032, something like that, per coin, which is still really high. I mean, it's still double what I initially bought my cheapest coins at. But the thing is, none of the things I just said makes this a good investment. And that's what this channel is about. I don't want to push people to invest in things that aren't good. And the thing is that Dogecoin, although funny, although trendy, I don't necessarily feel like it's a good investment because I don't really like any cryptocurrencies. However, if you're going to invest in it, I do suggest you invest in money that you do not mind losing completely. I mean, like, all of it gone. So don't put 20, 30 grand into it. Well, unless you have like $50 million and, you know, whatever, but you're probably not watching this if you have that much money. So if you do invest into it, be prepared to lose your entire investment. So keep it kind of small. It's not uncommon for coin value, cryptocurrency coin value, to go down to zero. And in the event that happens, you can't sell it or anything. You're just out that money. Now, if you stuck around to this point of the video, let me just sum up everything. What happened with Dogecoin is susceptible to happen to a lot of different investments. I'm glad Dogecoin happened in a certain sense because it made it very obvious to people what was going on. And I knew people who knew very little about investing who were smart enough to kind of pick up on what was going on and not get involved. So if you are going to invest in it, just do what I do. I do not put any money in there. I'm not 100% okay with losing. And then I only really buy Dogecoin with money that's left over from other purchases where I might not have enough money left over to buy like a full share of something. And that's really the safest way I see of doing it. That's not to say that Dogecoin is not going to continue to fluctuate, because I think it will before it stabilizes. And honestly, I think Dogecoin might be one of those things that goes up over the very long term. But like most of my investment advice, it's a long-term investment, and you have to have a long-term strategy for it. I think of it more as a lottery ticket investment where, I might not ever make any money off of it, but there's that chance that I could make a lot off of it, which is why I'm involved in it. Anyway, guys, I hope you learned something. I'm going to put out the original video I had planned, probably a little later. I'm not really sure when it's going to fall on my schedule, because as I've told you before, I already have like a bunch of videos already set out. I just wanted to make one specifically about Dogecoin, because I kind of feel like people are sort of getting lost in the moment of that one, and they have the fear of missing out a little bit. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them below. Give me a like or subscribe. Really helps out the channel and all that. Anyway, stay safe and keep saving.